Sign up now and pick your own perk. Sign up for your TVG wagering account and pick between 2 exclusive perks. Get either 3 months free of race replays, wagering services, and ultimate track video, or get a $100 cash bonus. Join the fun. Sign up at TVG.com or call 1-888-PLAY-TVG.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Mike Shuddy with Horse Racing Nation. Hey, did you check out the Lecomte Stakes run this past weekend at Fairgrounds? If you missed it, you missed one heck of a horse race. But don't worry, we've got it all recapped for you here in Horse Racing Nation's exclusive Derby Trail Prep Recap video series. That's right, there were 13 three-year-olds going 1 mile and 70 yards on the Fairgrounds dirt. The pace was moderate, but more importantly, there were several horses bunched up front pushing that pace. Now, Mr. Bowling, the eventual winner, was sitting right behind those in a pretty good trip, just sitting 2 or 3 wide, which seemed to be a good place to be on this track on this given day. Now, as they were coming around the turn, I want you to check out how much courage Mr. Bowling displayed in the stretch. As they're coming through, he's challenged quickly in the mid-stretch by Z-Dagger, and of course, way to his outside is Shared Property. Now, as they come to the wire, you thought, boy, Z-Dagger and Shared Property to pass up, but no, he found another gear on the inside. And this is a horse that's been off for a while. Got to give credit to Larry Jones here for getting this one ready. And he just stayed with it and prevailed at the wire. Incredible. Now, Shared Property probably had the toughest trip here. He had been off for a while. He went 4 wide on the first turn and then another 4 wide on the second turn. Watch for this horse to improve big next time out. Now let's go to the video replay of this race. I'm going to take it from the top of the stretch. Now keep your eye on Mr. Bowling and you'll see what I mean by almost being beat mid-stretch, and then just seems to find that second gear and takes care of business at the finish line. But watch to your outside as Shared Property came on like a freight train and was probably just a little leg weary as he approached the wire. Let's take a look at the video.
Down Devil Fan wide. Shared Property even farther out still. Then Ted's Folly as they come past the quarter pole. And now they're at the top of the stretch. 3/4 went in 1, 12, and 4. The charge down to the final furlong. It's Mr. Bowling who's emerged in front. Hero Border at the inside. Alexander the Great. Z-Dagger on the far outside. Shared Property. Cape Down Devil and Hammer's Terror. Inside the final 16th. Shared Property. Z-Dagger. Mr. Bowling in a 3-way thriller. It's Mr. Bowling on the wire. Mr. Bowling over Z-Dagger. Shared Property. Then Dan and Sheila. Hero Border. Hammer's Terror was next. Following them home, Alexander the Great and Ted's Folly.
Now here's some good news. It looks like the top 3 finishers of this race are going to go on to the Risen Star. And of course the top finishers in that one will be making their way to the Louisiana Derby before the next stop, the Kentucky Derby. So we'll be keeping an eye on these 3 as they come into the Risen Star and do battle once again. Now, before we get too excited about this race, there was a maiden race run earlier in the day, and they finished in nearly identical times with nearly identical fractions. So, not sure about the quality of this field, but the Brisk number comes back as a 95. That's quality throughout. Maybe that other maiden race, we have a future star there. So we'll have to keep an eye on Fairgrounds. This may be fertile ground for the Kentucky Derby. All right. Next week, we're covering the Holy Bull. That marks the return of Hansen. That should be an exciting race. So far, there's about 6 or 7 that have dared to challenge this champion. But we're going to check that one out come Sunday. Look for the video on Monday. Until then, I want you to, you know what, go fast, go Giants, win.